All right, friends, the wait is over. They teased it at NAMM at the beginning of the year, and it is out now. So it is the GFI Synesthesia. If you're familiar with the Specular Tempus, this is to modulation what the Specular Tempus is to delay and reverb. It is a multi effect modulation machine, and it is deep and it is wide and it is a lot of stuff, but it's really easy to understand. Even a dude like me figured my way around this thing, which is pretty impressive. It has everything from the weird stuff for the droners, all the way down to some of the dad effects. You can just dial up a phaser if you want to do that. And I do sometimes. Just some Van Halen phaser. Nothing wrong with it. Worked for him. But you can go very far outside of the Van Halen phaser with this puppy. So let's take a look at some of the basic functions of it. I'll show you some of my favorite settings. But I mean, we don't have time to really dive super deep into this. Sorry, friends. Okay, if you're at all familiar with how I do things here, I don't typically get too far into the weeds, and I am not going to tonight either, but I do think there are some things that are worth pointing out. MIDI in, MIDI through. We have an input, CV, stereo out. There's also a pre and post with a return there. There are 32 presets organized within 4 pages. Each of those 4 pages has 4 banks, and each of the banks has 2 patches, A and B. You can bank through these pages and banks by double-clicking the A and B. You can also hold down and press and turn the X button, and that will take you through. Once you have one that you like or that you've set, it's just a matter of doing that. And from there, you can control. So you can control the speed. There's a speed knob. There is a depth knob. There's a tweak knob, and this will be different. And then the other thing that you can do is you can go add. See there, I had that octave. You can add other effects to the. There you go. No? Yeah, there you go. So you can add another effect to the first effect, and then you make those adjustments there. To save the preset, you select your desired bank, hold down X and Y until it asks you if you would like to save. Another thing that you can do that I find particularly useful. So right now we have an envelope filter going into a kind of like a volume swell. If we wanted to go the other way around on that, we can change that around. There's just a quick XY swap. So now we have the volume swell going into the envelope filter. Change it back. Envelope filter going into the volume swell. Another situation that you may run into is you have this preset set up and you have an envelope filter and a volume swell, and you're in a song where you want to be able to turn those on and off individually. You can go into Stompbox mode. And so at Stompbox mode, you can turn each one on and off individually. Just run the volume swell, kick that envelope filter in. You can also ramp with that, and the ramping can be set Another very cool thing that you can do that I have never really played with before until now is you can change the DSP routing on this. So hold that down, and then we go to DSP routing. At that point, we can choose kind of like the standard cascading X into Y. We can do a mixture, and then you can split. You can, of course, run an external tap on this. You can also configure. I don't have it configured in here, but you can configure to have that button run as a tap in the global, and change divisions on here as well. So there's really just a lot of stuff in this very small yet totally sexy box. All right, so let's take that patch that we just made, envelope filter into a volume swell, and I have no idea what that's gonna sound like. So let's we'll do that quick switch over. There's some crazy filters on here that are all super tweakable, and you can get sounds like we could spend all night on this, and I'm going to after I get done here, as I've been doing the last couple of nights, because there's really just a lot to unpack here. But I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite settings. that I started with. It's called Crying Vinyl. Like I just had to, like once I saw it. And then I'm gonna tweak it a little bit. Very cool. It's a vibrato going into a tape flutter kind of thing. So it's awesome. Thanks.